Is it time to make Greenland great again? Here is JD Vance making the case, in all seriousness, to the Greenlanders out there, probably the greenest land, that they should consider coming and joining number one team, America.
Our message is very simple. Yes, the people of Greenland are going to have self-determination. We hope that they choose to partner with the United States because we're the only nation on earth that will respect their sovereignty and respect their security, because their security is very much our security, as these brave Americans show.
Look, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? We could use this strategically, landmass of Greenland, resources and all these different things together. There's a tremendous amount of minerals, perhaps even rare earth minerals, oil. Who knows what we're going to be able to find? And it's not just in the land itself, but obviously around the territory of Greenland too. There's fishing. There's all kinds of stuff here, resources to be put to use. And Greenland itself only has about 50,000 residents, something like that. So why wouldn't they make the choice to join the richest and most powerful country in the world as a protectorate? We're not trying to tell Greenland, hey, this is what you got to do. You know, you can't just go out and go narwhal hunting when you feel like it or whatever. I don't even know what they do up there. I don't even really care. I don't think Trump really cares. I don't think JD Vance does either. What we want, though, is to make a deal here. Denmark's a little northern European country that should have no overseas possessions. Makes no sense. What are the Danes going to do for Greenland? Nothing. It's nonsense. This is some anachronism. So why not allow them self-determination through a free and fair plebiscite, through a vote of the people of Greenland? Do you want to be administered to? Do you want to be under the security umbrella and protection of the wealthiest, most powerful country militarily and economically in the history of the universe, the known universe, which I guess is the only universe? Or do you want to still be part of Denmark? And it's pretty clear. You know, you can be in America or, hi, I'm in Denmark. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think it'd be better for Greenland to come and join the winning team, the number one team, America. Trump sees this, JD sees this, and that's why there's this focus on it. But more broadly speaking, this is also where Trump has a genius that we all have to appreciate. He sees things in the context of what is possible, not what has been. And not the status quo of the past. And this is why we're even having this conversation right now about Greenland, which is going to become only more important, I think, in time as ways to travel through the Arctic and to cut the time by sea. And right now there's too much ice and there's all these problems. But there's going to be a future in which I think this is an even more important landmass for America to have a close relationship with, and yes, to be able to defend and protect going forward, because we will have an economic interest in it. So I don't see this as crazy town at all. I think that this makes a lot of sense. What makes more sense, that this place that is of geostrategic importance goes with the number one global superpower, or is the little protectorate of a tiny northern European country that isn't going to be able to do very much of anything for the people of Greenland, or for the landmass of Greenland for that matter? And whatever deal we have to cut to make it worth Greenlanders' while, I think we should. And Denmark can complain about it till they're blue in the face, but if Greenland wants it, who are they to say they can't have it? You know, they can't have a relationship with America, an official relationship with America. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Sponsor here is IFCJ. Israeli citizens contended with a lot in the past week. Missile strike attempts from Hezbollah's forces set off sirens in one part of Israel. Seeing renewed fighting with Hamas forces in other parts of the nation added to it all. It's a very difficult time. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews has continued to support the people of Israel with life-saving security essentials. Your gift to this nonprofit today will help save lives by providing bomb shelters, armored security vehicles and ambulances, firefighting equipment, flak jackets, and bulletproof vests, and so much more. Your generous donation will help ensure the people of Israel are safe and secure in the days to come. Give a gift to bless Israel and her people by visiting supportifcj.org. That's one word, supportifcj.org, or call 888-488-IFCJ. That's 888-488-IFCJ. Now on to Trump in the Oval Office. He had some key things that he talked about. First of all, we need to all focus on the right here on keeping control of the House. It's much tighter than it should be. It's only 3 seats, and we've got some challenges here. We got the 6th district down here in Florida, my home state, which is Michael Waltz's seat. He's now the National Security Advisor. Looks like he's going to keep that job, which is good. Things got a little messy there for a second, but this is good. His seat is now up, and Randy Fine is running for it, and it's tight. They're outspending him like 20-1 because they're trying to steal. If they only get a couple of these Democrats or a couple of these Republican seats flipped to Democrat, control of the House changes. Control of the House changes. Control of the whole Trump presidency, or rather the whole Trump agenda changes, because you're not going to be able to get anything through with a Democrat-controlled House. Nothing in the Congress. They're going to stall and stop absolutely everything. So I think it's critical that we focus on this. And Elise Stefanik, here she is, or rather here Trump is saying that Stefanik was going to be his U.S. ambassador to the UN, but he needs her where she is.
You asked Representative Stefanik to stay in her seat. Can you explain your reason for that? Did it have anything to do with the tight polling in the Florida district that former Representative Waltz held?
I think we had, as you know, we have a few elections going on. And she is phenomenal, number one. She is a friend of mine, and she was going to go to the United Nations. And I said, look, there's a lot of room for doing that or something else. But she's very popular in her district, and I didn't want to take a chance. I don't even know who else is running. I assume somebody else would have been running. But if she runs, she can't be. You never want to say can't be beaten, but I think can't be beaten. She's very, very well-liked and very smart. And I said, Lise, would you do me a favor? We cannot take a chance. We have a slim margin. We don't want to take any chances. We don't want to experiment. And she polls like I do. I won her district, as you know, by a lot of points.
And that just goes to show you that the House races are tight in New York, in Florida. And we can't afford to lose these. And then you've got the Wisconsin State Supreme Court situation, which that's coming up for a vote here, too. And if we lose control on that, they will gerrymander at least 2 congressional seats to flip them Democrat. This is how Democrats play the game. They change the rules of the game. They fight dirty. Of course they do. And so we need to be very awake here and do what is necessary to prevent them from being able to sneak some seats or some power to their side that would just be used to thwart the Trump agenda more so than even these hashtag resistance judges are, or at least alongside of that. So very important that we keep an eye on this. Yes, the Democrats are in a terrible spot now with the lowest approval ratings that they've seen in decades. They don't care. They're still crazy, and they still think they should be in charge. You know, I saw this thing with Ezra Klein and Jon Stewart where Ezra Klein, who's a leftist and has been for a long time, is going through the insane bureaucracy of the government to try to get broadband, which was a Democrat thing, to get this broadband done. And he's going through this in detail. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, all this is Democrat stuff. Insane regulations, absolutely crazy bureaucracy. They make all this because they want to pay people to do nothing, and they want control of everything. They want to micromanage. Democrats, because they're ultimately authoritarians, that's their mindset. They're authoritarians. They want to micromanage as much of your life and the economy and the day-to-day of this country as they can. And bureaucracy gives them an opportunity to do that. And so the micromanaging impulse that they have is evidenced through the bureaucracy itself and all this, you have to get this signed off and that signed off and this approval and that approval and all these different things to get people internet. This should be very easy to do, right? The government has this huge budget to give broadband across the country and all these different areas that are underserved for broadband, and they're not able to do it because the government is so crappy at doing it. It should be easy. They make it hard. This is all Democrats' fault. This is their fault. They're the ones that set up these systems. They're the ones that screw all this stuff up. In fact, they're so crazy that they're not even clear on the most basic and straightforward questions like, what is a woman? Well, President Trump tried to set them straight on this.
Mr. President, I want to say, first of all, happy Women's Month. You do so much for women by, first of all, keeping men out of women's sports, and you platform so many.
That was an easy one. That was crazy.
You platform so many great women, like your chief of staff, Susie Wiles. You also have Caroline Levitt doing a great job as press secretary. Now Alina will be joining as well. Since Democrats seem to struggle answering this question, I wanted to ask you, what is a woman, and why is it important that we understand the difference between men and women?
Well, it's sort of easy to answer for me, because a woman is somebody that can have a baby under certain circumstances. She has a quality. A woman is a person who's much smarter than a man, I've always found. A woman is a person that doesn't give a man even a chance of success. And a woman's a person that in many cases has been treated very badly, because I think that what happens with this crazy issue of men being able to play in women's sports is just...
Yes, indeed. Sorry, my dog Ginger is running in. Ginger Spice, stop that. She's running in and out. She wants me to play fetch instead of, here, I got to squeeze this little toy here for her. Instead of letting Daddy do a podcast, Ginger Spice, and now she's going to really get it. Now, Ginger Spice, I'm going to throw this once, and then I have to get back to Trump and what's going on with the country. There, she catches it. She's amazing at catch and fetch. Now she's running back in. Of course, now I've given in. She trains me. I think I train her. Trump, on what is a woman, he says what a woman is, and it is very straightforward. He says it's sort of easy to answer. Somebody who can have a baby under certain circumstances. That is accurate. You got to be of a certain childbearing age, and the birds and the bees has got to happen, and then you can have a baby, right? There's some other ways too, but that's the basics of it. Trump is clear on what it means to be a woman, but Democrats are not, and they still have not backed off of this. So you can see these things, right? They're not good at governing, and their ideas are crazy. They can't get broadband. They can't run the show. They can't do things they need to, but they still want to be in power. They want to pick off congressional seats. They want to stop the Trump agenda. They want to do all this lunacy, and it's because their ideas are crazy. So it is for their benefit as well as ours, because it is for the general benefit of America that we are trying to stop them. I know they don't view it that way, but the best thing that can happen for both Republicans and Democrats is Republicans have the power to enact the agenda that Trump has put forward. Democrats will scream and kick and cry about it, but they're wrong, and it will be better for them too, because it's better for the whole country overall. And they, just like there's a emotional disconnect for them, they have an obsession with power, and they cannot override in their own minds their need to be telling you what to do and to be in control of you, even when it makes everything worse for everybody. So this is what's so critical, and this is why I'm so glad Trump is taking the fight to the other side. So yes, hopefully we'll take Greenland. That'll be good. Hopefully we keep control in the House of Representatives. And one day, eventually, all Americans will know what a woman is again. And Trump is trying to help make that clear, too. Have a great weekend. Shields high. Look, having quality firearms is a great thing. And having firearms at a price point that's unbeatable, even better. It's where Bear Creek Arsenal comes in. Bear Creek Arsenal is absolutely an all-American company making firearms that are going to be your favorites. And I'm talking pistols, rifles that are upper receivers, lower receivers, absolutely fantastic. Go to bearcreekarsenal.com today. That's bearcreekarsenal.com, and just go pick out a new firearm for yourself. They send it direct to your FFL, no middleman fees or anything like that from their advertising. They are doing great stuff for you. You're going to want to check out Bear Creek Arsenal today. Go to bearcreekarsenal.com.